So most of you know that I am a diabetic. I've been a diabetic for the last 25 years. Now, remember the confusion and fear I had when I first was diagnosed. My doctor told me that my blood sugar level was too high, like 17, which is like way off the chart. The magic number is between 5 to 6. 17 means your blood sugar, blood is mixed with half sugar and half blood. Not good. And if it continues like that for a few months, you will get all kinds of complications and eventually you will die. So I needed to lower the blood sugar level to between 5 to 6. So I took the pills and it went down to that level in a month. That was very relieving. Now, being a diabetic was no fun. I had to watch out for what I ate, exercised regularly, took pills every day, and continued to monitor my blood sugar level every day. Now, this meant poking my fingers with my sharp needles at least 2 or 3 times a day to get the blood samples to read the blood sugar level. It was painful and scary because I just don't like needles. And then, of course, I went through this brief, intense, like a tense moment of anxiety, finding out what my number would be. If it came out anywhere between 5 to 6, I got super, super happy. And if it came out like over 7, I would get really, really upset and super worried. And I began to think, what if I die? What if I get blinded, lose my legs, or get a heart attack? Like all kinds of worst possible scenarios. So for a few hours, I would run around the block several times and then test it again, and it would go down around 5.5, and then I would get relaxed and calm. That was very much my routine for quite a while, monitoring and worrying about my blood sugar level. And soon, it consumed me and dictated my mood, my life, and my relationship. It seemed that my whole life was evolving around worrying about getting that perfect magic number. And I quickly realized that this was no living. Worrying about it day and night. My life is just too short to just worry about my blood sugar level day and night. I mean, I needed to monitor it regularly, but I would not let my life be mowed down and worrying about it day and night. I would not let my diabetic condition dictate and drive my life. My life is just too precious and short for that. So this is what I've been doing for a while. For the last 10 years, I've been quit taking diabetic pills for the last 10 years, and I've been doing 2 things quite regularly. Exercising quite regularly, exercising almost every day, and eating healthy. At this point, I don't get that magic number 6 or under 6, but I control my blood sugar level quite well. You see, my life is just too short to worry about my diabetic blood reading number. So let me ask you folks, you can fill in the blank. My life is too short to worry about what? So we have 2 instances where the reason Jesus appeared with his disciples before he ascended to heaven. And both times, he gave them a set of clear life mission, a mandate, a goal, you could say. It's Jesus' way of saying, from now on, this is what your life will be all about, what you will pursue and focus as my disciples. Now in Matthew, Jesus met the disciples in Galilee and he gave them a commission. He says, go out into the world and make disciples, my disciples, by teaching them in the way I have taught you and lived and died. And in the book of Acts, we read that he again reiterates the commission before he was ascended to heaven. He said, in a short while, I will send an advocate, the Spirit. That Spirit will energize and empower you to be my witness. Be my witness. Proclaim. You see, the resurrection reality changes everything about us and our existence. It changes our nature, our attitude, our outlook, our lifestyle, our life choices, our life pursuit, life direction, life priority, and whom we follow, what we seek and desire, dream, and choose. It changes everything for those of us who are to embrace and live the resurrection life, it demands a complete reorder, rehaul, reshuffling of our life. Jesus said, don't worry about what you will eat or wear. Don't worry about attending to, accumulating, and accomplishing much good stuff in the world, but seek just a few great stuff, the stuff of God's kingdom. Be my witness. Proclaim the good news. Proclaim the good news. You see, our life is just too short to worry about many good stuff, many stuff. Like, what are the stuff we worry about a lot? Well, let me just give you some examples. What about money? We worry about money, not having enough money, or have enough, but we think we don't have enough, so we need more money. We worry about our past. Something that happened in the past keeps bothering us, worrying us. We worry about gossips and rumors. What if somebody says something about my family, how I dress, how I talk, how I behave? Worry about what others say. We worry about aging, our health, our finance. We worry about our death. We worry about what can go wrong. What if I ask and she says no? When I was in high school, I really liked this girl. She was blonde and pretty, so for the first time in my life, I gathered up all my courage and asked her out for a date, and she said no. I got rejected. I felt bad, but I was okay. What if I didn't ask? I would have never known. Worries of getting rejected keep us from taking a risk. I asked Sue for a date, and she said yes. If I didn't ask for a date, there would be no us. That would have been truly tragic for me. We worry about being perfect, not making mistakes. We worry about, you can fill in the blank. Now, I said that we have sold our house and will close the sale on May 14. I'm saying this, will close, because I'm recording this at least a week before May 14. Also, I want to say that we have the offer to purchase condominium and God accepted, and we have removed the conditions now, and we are going to move in there by the end of May. Great. Now, our new place, for information, is not 2 hours away from the church, not that far, but not super close to the church location. We tried to find a condo near the church within a reasonable price, but we couldn't find anything in our budget. Too expensive for us to afford. Even if the church somehow miraculously raises my salary to twice as much, we would still not qualify for the mortgage for the condos around the church location. So we had to look further away in Burnaby, only 30 to 40 minutes driving from our church. Not that far. Maybe I can get to church in 20 minutes if I really have to drive faster. I haven't driven that fast yet, but maybe I'll try later. So we are all prepared to move in and settle there. It's in a mature location. See, I don't like the term older or old. I like the term mature. It's a better term. So it's in a mature neighborhood and with a mature trees and with both mature and immature looking people living around the area. So we are happy. Now, one thing we had to think hard and long before we decided to purchase was the resale value of that mature condo unit we were about to buy. We like a mature condo building, but we were not sure about the resale value of the place because we were worried about our future. What if I get laid off from work? Which is almost impossible, but what if? So I was thinking, what if I'm out of the job and had to sell our condo? Would I get a good resale value of our mature condo unit? So that was the last big hurdle before we finally decided, what the heck, I don't care. Anyway, I really worried about the resale value, but Sue and I finally decided we need to stop worrying about our future. What if? We need to make the decision for today. If we can afford it and enjoy our life there, it would be good. It would be great. We should stop worrying about what if, what might or might not going to happen in the future. It's not in our control. We got to live in the present. You see, our life is too short to worry about what might happen or might not happen in the future. Often, most of the things we tend to worry about are not within our control. And let me tell you, folks, 20% of things in life happens to us from outer forces that are not of our control at all. And 80% of our life within our control. We get into a problem when 80% of our time and energy is focused on 20% of things that are not within our control, instead of focusing on stuff that is within our control. I have no control over my aging, my death, my past, what other people think, what other people do. I have no control over the natural disasters, daily weather, freak accidents, and certain cancers might happen. I have no control over many, many things. I have no control over what might or might not happen in the future. And our life is too short to worry about that stuff that is outside of our control. Jesus says, from now on, your life is too important, too short, and I'd like you to focus on these things most of all. He says, don't worry about other stuff, but this is important. Making disciples, loving Jesus, helping people, and proclaiming and being my witness. We are empowered to witness, proclaim the risen Christ. The first thing Peter did after the coming of the Holy Spirit, he witnessed, proclaimed Jesus' birth, life, death, and resurrection. He witnessed, he proclaimed him. We are called to proclaim Jesus, especially now, in this time of troubles and worries of corona pandemic crisis. For more than 1 year, the whole world has been gripped by the fear of virus. You see, I turn on the North American television network, and most of the news reports about the COVID situation. And I turn on the Korean-speaking television news, and most of the news are also about COVID situation. I walk around the Stanley Park seawall, I overhear 9 out of 10 people talking about COVID situation. And this has been going on for more than a year. We are so worried about the virus. It seems the virus has captured us in a lockdown, not only physically, but mentally as well. So worried. And I'm like, well, I understand, and I'm worried too, but we got to be more than this COVID virus. This COVID virus and the pandemic crisis should not define us as who we are. I mean, I understand that we need to be very careful and keep healthy and all that safety measure, but we can't let the virus to define us and dictate our lives. We cannot let the fear of virus to mow us down every day. Last week, I had a Zoom meeting with the Korean ministers serving the United Churches around in Canada, around different places. It's a Korean ministry network meeting to support. We had over 30 ministers joined us for about 2 hours discussing how to support one another, especially in times like this. And we asked the question, what's your most concern right now? And of course, everybody was saying health. And I said, I'm concerned about the health of my congregation. Also, some people said health of the church. And some ministers are concerned about the future of church. What would church be like after the COVID? And some even created the committee in how to deal with life ministry after COVID, visioning team after COVID. Of course, we all need a strategy on how to thrive in life after COVID. Of course we do. But my thinking is, I'm not sure if and when this virus will go away. I hear some saying we will have another crisis in this winter, and then another and another. So I'm not so sure. In other words, it's not in my control. I'm focused on now, not the future. I'm concerned about how to witness and how to proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ right now. What do the people need to hear today in times like this? How could the Church of Jesus Christ be a faithful witness in times like this, right now, right here? I mean, we need to prepare for tomorrow, but we got to live for today. Gospel of Jesus Christ is for today. People need to hear the good news today, not tomorrow. Jesus says, you don't need to know when or what time or where the kingdom of God will come into the future, but now, when the Spirit comes with the power, you go out and be my witness to the ends of the earth. Jesus speaks about the present moment, the tasks at hand. We proclaim Jesus here and now. You see, not everything is of same importance. The ones who are living the resurrection life do not treat everything the same importance. When everything is like 50-50 important, equally important, same and same, then basically we are leaving everything to chance. The reason one commissioned us and demands us to carry on with a few things that really matter, and consider these few things as the core essentials that we need to seek, to desire, and to pursue, and to give our life to. Our life is too short to worry about other stuff, many good stuff. We proclaim Jesus died and risen. We proclaim him here and now.